What a rocky day for the stock market, guys. Yet again, I'm not surprised, quite frankly, because one day the markets go up, the next day they're down a bunch. That is the volatile nature of the stock market that we're experiencing right now in the times that we're living in. So in this video, like we always do, guys, we're going to break down the stock market. We're going to break down some stocks, charts, what I'm doing in the market, some earnings reports. But before we do that, make sure to get your free money from Moomoo, up to 6 free stocks. Just use my link down below to deposit at least $100 and boom, you get up to 6 free stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $3,500. Guys, it's free money. Just use that link down below again, and let's get right into the video. So check it out. The markets in the morning were green. You guys probably remember that. We had a big pump in the morning, and that's after the futures market the night prior, or in other words, last night, the futures market was red. So the futures were red. The market in the morning, we had that huge pump in triple Q and SPY, and then we ended up dumping, followed by another pump. So I filmed my previous video, I think at about noon on the East Coast. So let's see what ended up happening from that point. So on the intraday chart, you guys can see the big pump in the morning, the sell-off. That's when I filmed my video. And then we got another pump, another dump, and then another rip into the close. I mean, this market is freaking all over the place, guys. Literally all over the place. Triple Q was zigzagging all day, you guys can see. And the range that it was trading within was around 335 roughly on the downside. We held that. And the resistance, which we struggled at all day, was right around $340. So we were trading in this 5-point window, or about 1.5%, all throughout the day in triple Q, or on triple Q. And for SPY, let's pop this up and see what's going on SPY, guys. This ended up not breaking above roughly 440, so that was resistance intraday and now after market hours as well. And all throughout the day, we held about 435. So we traded in a $5 window on SPY. Same thing with triple Q. And for SPY, let's see here, it's about a 0.9 to 1% window. That's what that's what it was trading within throughout the day. So that's what's going on, or that's what happened today. And overall, in the grand scheme of things, if we're looking at the 20-day chart, the past couple of weeks here, last week, the week prior, what we're noticing is we're still well within the downtrend on SPY and on triple Q, guys. And today's little rally that we saw at the end of the day, and quite frankly, if we look at the lows of the day, which were hit in the pre-market, we rallied all day. If we're basing it off that, I mean, the lows for triple Q were 334 roughly, and we hit SPY hit about 434. So the market's technically rallied all day if you're looking at the pre-market low, but overall, they're still in a downtrend, guys. Still in a downtrend. SPY's under both moving averages on the 20-day chart, and triple Q, if I pop it up, under both moving averages as well. So this rally that we saw today could very well end up being a bull trap, even though the rally wasn't really that great in terms of the closing prices. The NASDAQ only went up 0.1%, SPY went up barely 0.04%, the Dow went down 0.1%, and the Russell went down 0.75%. So yeah, guys, I feel like this rally could be a bull trap. We have to be careful right around 340 on triple Q, but if we do get buyers above 340, 345, this could start running maybe, maybe back towards 350, but we're just not there quite yet. Again, we're still under both moving averages, so I have one alert at 348, another at 360 on triple Q, and I'm going to put another one here at $340 a share. Mark is at or above. And going over to SPY, let's take a look at SPY. I'm going to put an alert roughly at 440. That's right by the 50 SMA, and the 180 SMA is right around 443. I might as well put another one, maybe a little bit above that. Maybe I'll just put it at 445. Mark is at or above. So I'm watching these levels on SPY and triple Q. Crude oil today had a pretty solid day. This went up 0.6%. It's breaking out on the 20-day chart. We're getting a golden cross, and we're above both moving averages, which is great. And we're also noticing crude oil is trading at a multi-week high. So this looks like it's breaking out. And on the 4-hour chart, we're noticing 115 is right around the corner. 115 is where we struggled about a month ago in the end of March. and in the beginning of March, on the second day of March, actually. So that level is where we're probably heading to next, meaning from 107 to 115, guys, we have about $8 more upside before we test 115, and then at that point, we're going to maybe see a bit of selling pressure. We have to wait and see, but overall, this looks like it is breaking out, which is awesome. And I did mention, I think I covered the gold and silver charts earlier. Both of those are looking pretty good. The gold and silver charts, gold went up 0.4% today. I think it's going 2,000 plus in the short term here. And silver went up 1.3%. I think if it breaks 2650, that's going to be off to the races. So the markets are in a very interesting spot. Let's put it that way. Tomorrow, and honestly this entire week, is going to be very important when it comes to overall direction. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure to subscribe. We're almost at our goal, the big milestone, 25,000. Then we have 50, followed by 100,000. So make sure to subscribe. And as always, it wouldn't be possible without you guys. I appreciate you all. So let's talk about some stocks now that did pretty well today, funny enough. We'll talk about some earnings and some just setups that I'm liking in general. So Twitter did very well today, ticker symbol TWTR, because now there's a lot of hype around Twitter stock. That's what happens when Elon Musk gets involved with something, right? Tesla, a lot of hype around Tesla. Dogecoin, when it was popping off, and now we still see it run up a little bit, then it sells off, it runs up a lot. Anything that Elon touches, I feel like there's hype around it. And now all that hype is hyper-focused on Twitter stock, and today Twitter stock went up 7.5% in the midst of a type of overall day in the stock market, right? So at this point, Twitter closed above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart. We took the high, actually no, wrong. We did not take the highs out from Thursday, which, let me see here. What was that high from Thursday? Geez, this thing ran up like crazy. It ran up to 54 because that's the day that, we got news about him trying to buy the entire company, yada, yada, yada. Elon Musk, 100% of the company. But the day before that, we took the highs out from Wednesday. Wednesday's highs were 46. Today we hit almost, we closed at 48.50. We cracked above 49 after market hours now. So we're well above Wednesday's highs and Tuesday's and Monday's highs. So at this point, we're trading above all the recent highs other than the high that we hit after that news came out, which obviously didn't hold. We hit $54 for what? A minute, and it started collapsing after that. So I think by the looks of it, if Twitter breaks back over $50 a share, there's going to be a shot that it tests those highs, $54, and then they might break out of the highs from when Elon originally took the 9% stake, being around almost $55 a share. So I'm going to put my alert at $50, create alert, mark is at or above $50, and I'm just going to leave it there, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. This thing might explode, and we might be able to make a trade on it. So that's TWTR. Bank of America is another one that I want to touch on very quickly here, which went up 3.4% on the day. This was very rocky as well. If you guys were watching this pre-market, it was actually down. It was down not a good chunk, but a decent amount. It hit about 37.20 at the opening, right after the opening bell, and it ran from 37.20 to 39.30, about a 5.5% intraday run there for Bank of America from the low to the high, which is crazy. And they did EPS of 80 cents versus 74 estimated. That beat revenue $23.3 billion versus $23.13 billion. So nice double beat for BAC, which I'm assuming, that is the reason why we got that nice pop, and the earnings weren't as bad as expected. We've seen the other banks report. Not all of them did very well. Let's just put it at that. The banks are not holding up well right now, holding up nicely. But, again, the intraday run was pretty remarkable. 5.5% to 6%. Nice intraday run for BAC there on the double beat. And we'll see what happens with, rates going up. We're in a tightening cycle now. Let's see how the banks perform over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. I'm not just going to judge Bank of America or any bank off of one earnings report. We have to see now, what's ahead, 6, 9 months ahead. So Bank of America, watch out for it. It just hit us low this morning, believe it or not, $37.20. We rallied towards that 50 moving average, closed right under it. So $40, guys, if you're in the camp of, you want Bank of America to go up, you got to see a push through $40. I'm going to put my alert right there right now. The next one here is Charles Schwab, SCHW. They reported this morning as well. Let's see what they ended up doing. 77 cents EPS versus 84 cents estimated. They did revenue of $4.67 billion versus $4.83 billion estimated. So Charles Schwab, guys, they missed on EPS and on revenue. So the opposite of Bank of America, which beat on EPS and on revenue. So Charles Schwab, look at this chart, guys. Today, like expected, the stock pretty much fell through the floor, down 9.5%. And honestly, I don't really track this stock too often, but a 9.5% drop in a day, that's got to be one of the biggest drops in recent memory for Charles Schwab on that earnings report, and it clearly collapsed under the level that I was looking at this morning when I drew this little circle here. That was at 77, 78 bucks. It went down a lot more. Closed at about 75, under 75 bucks a share. So at this point, I don't want to say for sure we're going to snap back tomorrow or the next day, but at some point now, especially if we see another big red day tomorrow or some point this week, we're going to have to consider this as a rebound play, especially if it goes low 70s. We're talking 70, 71, 72. I'd be looking at it there as some sort of rebound play, short-term relief rally stock, if you will. So watch out for those two, Bank of America and Charles Schwab. And on the 22nd, which I believe is this Friday, we have good old American Express, ticker symbol AXP, which you guys can see today. American Express did fairly well. This went up almost 2%. Closed above $184, and it also closed above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart. And what we're noticing, if I zoom in a bit here, we're trading clearly in a wedge. Look at that. Higher lows, one low at 157, 173 was the second one, and we've been making lower highs since the middle of February for about 2 months at this point. So we're in a wedge. We closed above both moving averages today, but now we just got to get out of the resistance of the wedge, right around 190 bucks a share. That's where I'm going to put my alert. So with earnings on Friday, maybe we get some sort of rally. Who the heck knows? If the overall markets rip tomorrow, the next day, we might get a breakout on AXP, 190 breaks. This could go towards 200, heading into earnings. It's possible. So I have my alert set right there at 190 bucks a share. Another one that I'm looking at here is Amazon. Did you guys see Amazon today? AMZN's the ticker. This one held up pretty nicely, up 0.7% on the day, up $21 a share. And what we're noticing here is on the yearly chart, Amazon has been putting in lower highs since July. So almost a year ago, guys, about 9 months ago is when we hit that all-time high and we started putting in these lower highs. We hit 37.70, roughly 3680, 3700, and then we just put in a lower high about 3 weeks ago at 3400, and now we're barely holding above 3000, but we are still holding above 3,000. If I zoom in on the 4-hour chart, we are fighting. We held 2670, 2840, and now we're trying to double bottom, triple bottom, whatever you want to call it here. That's more like a triple bottom. I don't know. We're trying to find a bottom at 3,000 flat to maybe start making a move back towards 3250, 33, maybe 3400, and eventually if it breaks into 3500, that's where a real reversal could occur. But at this point, we're kind of just at a point where we might just have to give it a couple of days, or at least a day or two, to see if 3000 holds, or do we buckle at 3,000? Because let me tell you, if this thing falls under 3,000, 2,950, 2,900, that's not going to be a good sign at all for the bulls. But if we start breaking 31, 3150, that is going to be a very good sign for the bulls. So keep your eyes on AMZN, set your alerts. I'm going to put 2 alerts here. One, mark is at or above 3150 for a break above both moving averages, and another one I'm going to do at 3,000. Mark is at or below $3,000. I put 300. 3,000. I doubt Amazon's going to get to 300 a share, even though it's possible, but I highly doubt that. I mean, it did fall, 95% about 20 years ago, but that's when it wasn't the company it is today. You know, the company that we see today, I doubt it would fall 90%. But overall, that is where I'm putting my alerts, 3150, 3,000. Watch out for Amazon. Another one that I'm looking at, guys, is TRV. This one did well today. 0.5% green day, up about $1, close above both moving averages, well above the 180, and it closed above the 50 today, which is great, above $185 a share. So we're noticing a wedge here. Lower highs have been made pretty much since the beginning of April. We put a couple of lower highs in, and we've been making higher lows since the end of February pretty much. Even before that, you know, all year, Travelers Companies has been doing pretty well. So I'm going to set my alert at maybe 186 on this one. If that's able to break, we break the wedge to the upside, of course. There could be a move towards 190 plus. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, geez, guys. Give me a second. I got to get some liquid in me. Hold on. And by the way, these are really good. I was at my vitamin shop 2 days ago, and I've been getting these for the past couple of times I've been at my vitamin shop. These are Logan Paul's new drinks. And no, they're not sponsoring this video. I wish. Quite frankly, they should send me a free case for this. Prime, if you're watching, hook your boy up. But seriously, these are really good. They're probably not the best for you in the grand scheme of things, but they're not energy drinks, which are good. It's not an energy drink, which I can't have energy drinks. I really like these. Go check them out. And again, not sponsored, but really good stuff. So let's now talk about the last stock for this video, which is Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. Let's pop it up. And if you guys take a look at my watch list, Nvidia was the most green stock out of all of them. It was up 2.5% on the day. And the fact that 210, 215, that general $5, window, that level, the fact that it held today, the fact that that level was respected, we didn't get a bunch of selling pressure under that in the beginning of the day. Even earlier in the day when the markets were red, Nvidia held solid above 210, and then it pretty much uptrended the rest of the day. It had a $10 move from the pre-market low to the intraday high. That goes to show how strong 210, 215 is for Nvidia. So if we get any sort of extended relief rally in the stock market in general, let's say, for example, Triple Q has a $10, $15 little relief rally. It runs for a day or two, 3 days. We're going to get an explosion in Nvidia, in my opinion. I could see this going from 220 back to the mid 200s. No freaking problem if we do get some sort of overall relief rally, which at this point, this week, we might. We have a lot of earnings coming up based on the earnings sentiment, EPS, guidance. We got to see. It might trigger a rally. So what do you guys think? That's it for the video. What do you guys think? I just knocked the mic a little bit. Sorry about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And of course, join my Patreon if you want all my buy, sells, call outs, all that good stuff. Morning videos, more access to me. That's linked down below. And get yourself some free money from Moomoo, up to 6 free stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $3,500. Just use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100 and boom, you get your free money. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.